YouTube, what's going on? Horse Racing Gamer. Welcome back to Champion Horse Racing. It's been a couple weeks since the last time I played. I've been really busy with work this week, so that's the reason for the lack of uploads. And you guys know I don't like forcing uploads until I have the proper time to do them. So in the meantime, we'll get back into Champion Horse Racing here. So we have 7 horses. Our highest rated is Crown Pilot, who's a 139. But as I've talked about before, this guy is past his prime, and unfortunately it can't do anything with him. So what we're going to do here today, we're going to go ahead and try to work on getting his fatigue down slowly but surely. And he's not ready for a race, so that's all he'll do. Now, Bright Fun, he's pretty much ready for another race. We'll go ahead and toss him into a regional to get started. And we have the Gray 3. I'm not even going to pretend how to pronounce that. Prix de Fontainebleau. In fact, that's probably close to how it's pronounced, more or less. Where's my jockey? Oh, I forgot. You can only use your jockeys for live events. This is a PvE event, so that's okay. So if anybody's curious about this game that hasn't obviously played it before, it's free to play. You don't technically need to spend a dime. I've never spent $1 in this game, and I've been playing it since like 2015, I think, 2016. So it's 7 or 8 years worth, and yeah, like I said, I have not, well, technically longer than 8 years, but again, I haven't put any money into this game, so I think it's great for that, because a lot of games today, they're going to require you to spend a little bit of money. But this is mobile, it's free, and again, you compete against a lot of players worldwide, mainly obviously from the Asia region. But nonetheless, to me, PvP is PvP. It doesn't really matter where people are from. So Bright Fun out here on cruise control, leading by, gosh, more than 7 or 8 lengths. It's a small field. Now, they're going to close at the end. I'm not sure if our guy is going to hold on. This is another horse that is pretty much at his prime, past his prime, technically. And he's another horse I missed out on for the breeding. Now, it's going to get close at the end. And I thought I could change my silks in this game. Did I realize that I couldn't? I think I was trying to do that in one of the last videos. And Bright Fun is going to fall to 3rd. So, for a guy that's pretty old, and well, he's not pretty old, but he's getting up there in age and slightly past his prime, he's still competing at least. So that to me is what's important. Yeah, 7 years. Yeah, he's actually up there for a thoroughbred. I can retire him at any point, but again, I'm focusing on using him just to try to earn gold. And speaking of gold, let's go to our farm here. So as you can see, most of my facilities here are between level 3 and level 4. The highest rated facility I have is the turf track, which helps improve the turf training percentage of obviously our horses that focus and race on the turf, so that's pretty important. Sightseeing tower, this is where you collect your gold. I really want to upgrade this, but it's really slow. We're only getting about 130 every day if I remember to log in, and sometimes I don't. So that's not ideal. Now, this horse that you're looking at on screen right now, 6-year-old Sim Rally, yeah, he's at his prime age as well, and I think I missed the window to retire him, which is such a shame. He had 7 grade 2 wins, 3 grade 3s, 13 wins total. I think this is probably the best performing horse I've had in this game so far. And I botched it. Can't even use him for breeding, so go ahead and feed him Moosely, and we'll toss him into another regional race because I feel like that's pretty much where he's at this point in his career. And yeah, none of these jockeys really have the leg type that I want. I don't really like using my jockey tickets for these type of events, but a win is a win, and you'd rather get the guaranteed money and help your horse level up. Again, decent results in this game. Top 3 should help your horse level up, depending. But obviously, if you win, you're more than likely to move up anywhere from 5 to 10 rating points. Sometimes it's a little bit less than 5, but I think 10 is the highest I've jumped, like in one race. I think I started at a 120 at one point, bumped up to a 130, and then eventually got up to a 139. So it's a little bit varied depending on the circumstances and your horse. But let's go ahead and fast forward to the last 400 meters of this race and see how Sim Rally holds on. Now the rest of the field is going to come and try to take the lead from him. We're still holding on, but it's getting close. I think there's still a furlong left to go, if I'm not mistaken. It's getting close. Sim Rally still holding on, but the field is closing. Will he have enough to get there in time? Oh, this is going to be so close. Nope, looks like that 7 is just going to punch ahead and just get us at the line. Sim Rally finishes in second, pretty much by a neck. Not disappointed with that. Obviously, would have wanted the win, should have had the win, but pretty energy. The 7 horse was on a run late. Not much we could have done there. And we end up finishing in second again. We only get 10 gold, so essentially we only got, well, we had a net gain profit of 4. We spent 6 to go into that race, I believe, and then we came out with 10. Subtract 6 from 10, obviously you get 4. So, yeah, 4 coins. It's virtually nothing in this game. Victory Spark is spelling Grapes of Cold. This is supposed to be Grapes of Gold. Totally butchered the name of this horse accidentally just from misspelling it. From the sire King Hello out of the dam, Damon Dark. Still a lot to learn about this filly who's only 2 years and 6 months. So we're going to go ahead and get her into a training session and conditioning down. Let's see. Conditioning will be down no matter what type of training I do with her. Says she's actually pretty much ready to go. So you know what? Have I raced her before? I have not. So Grapes of Cold, we're going to go ahead and get her in her first race today. Go ahead and feed her a carrot, drop that fatigue to 0, and we'll go ahead and toss her in a regional race. So the Grade 2 Parker Paga Stakes. It's a big test for our filly here. We'll go ahead and put Kiyomura, Japanese jockey here, to take control. It is a field of 10. She will have post position 9. And looking at the rest of the field here, we are C- rated on the turf. Most of this field, as you can see, kind of in the middle of your screen. Most of the horses are D+ or C and C- ranks. So pretty even and average field. That's what I'm trying to say. And hopefully this race goes over well for our filly, Grapes of Cold. Again, she was supposed to be Grapes of Gold, but, you know, leave it up to Eric to make typos and mistakes. She's now Grapes of Cold. Oh, brother. Hopefully you guys are all doing well. Gallop Racer, of course, will be back. Same with starters orders. But again, it's been a really busy week of work, so I'm waiting until the weekend so I can really have the time to get some more videos recorded for you guys over the next couple of weeks. But if there's any other games you guys would want me to add to the channel that I'm not concurrently playing, feel free to let me know, whether that's kind of going back to Gallop Racer 2001 a little bit more or bringing 2003 back. Again, I'm well aware Gallop Racer 2003 is not everybody's favorite on this channel. It's definitely a very niche game in that series compared to Gallop Racer 2004. So I really only want to play it when it seems to be a demand for it, or if I'm legitimately in the mood, like, oh, I'm craving, you know, playing Gallop Racer 2003. That happens like every couple of months, it feels like at this point. So close race here for our filly, Grapes of Cold, and oh man, I was nervous that whole time. That's why I wasn't really saying much. I didn't know if she was going to drop back or have a second answer. She actually had a little bit of a kick at the end, and she's going to finish in second place. So we finished in the top 3 today, so at least we're consistent with our horses. And that's a good opening debut race for our filly. Again, that was her first race. She finishes second in a field of 10 by 1/1000 or 5/10. Might be 5/10 or 5/1000 of a second, but regardless, she bumps up to an 84 rating from 80. So again, she moves up 4 rating points. I just talked about that a couple of minutes ago. Prize money is virtually non-existent, but we do get an occasional or additional, increase in some of the other stats that she has as well. So there's Grapes of Cold making her debut, and I'm pretty excited. I think she'll be a pretty competitive filly. And she's a late growth type as well, which is fantastic. So plenty of time to work with her. Life on Deck. I think we'll get this guy into his first race, and he hasn't hit the track yet. So we'll go ahead and do that. Let's just show you guys how he looks. There he is right there in the middle of your screen. Life on Deck, 2-year-old colt out of the sire leader, Sonador. Out of the dam, Piramisa's Land. Piramisa's Land. Could be pronounced probably several ways. He's in great conditioning. He's pretty much in peak shape, and yeah, let's see if we can get this guy his first win. Again, I'll toss him in a regional race as well. That's just my way of playing this game. Some people may tell me to do more live events, and I do, but only when I really have confidence that a horse can win them. Otherwise, if you're tossing your horses in live events, but you're not finishing at least in the top 5, to me, it's kind of a waste of time. Like, you need to make sure you're still going to finish in the money. Gives your horses a couple of boosts in their stats, and helps their rating increase as well. So, life on deck. This 2-year-old colt out for the first time. And we are at the very back. We'll go ahead and skip to the last 400 meters. And actually, we're to the inside, so it may be hard to see us, but look for the green cap, Pink Silks. We're the only jockey in this race with a green cap. And life on deck, he's got a great run here. Pretty competitive field, 4 horses trying to vie for the lead. Life on deck is going to poke a neck in front. We have a closing 5 horse, Ishida Ku trying to close in on life on deck, but it looks like our guy life on deck, he's going to break his maiden and get his first victory for the HRG stables here in Champion Horse Racing. That's a fantastic effort there from this 2-year-old. Really, really good result there. Closed in, showed that he still had fight, still had heart at the end, and Ishida Kushi-san just closed in on us by a neck, but we just hold it off there. 17-17, that's a good horse I've ran against as well. But life on deck, first win, so top 3 finishes for everybody today. And as you can see, life on deck goes from an 80 rated horse all the way up to a 93. That's plus 13 points. That's what I was talking about earlier. Usually it's 5 to 10, but if you win a race, sometimes you can go up even further than 10 rating points. So 51 prize money, that's pretty nice. Everything else is okay. Yep, C plus for our stats. Willpower goes from a C plus up to a B minus. So that's an example of a stat I just talked about that gets a boost from our good performance. So good stuff there. Good stuff there from life on deck. And let's go ahead and fast forward to this last horse and probably our last race here today. This is Arcane Thunder, 2-year-old filly out of Twita or Twita? It literally looks like it's like some funny name of saying like Twitter, which is obviously now referred to as X, which is about the dumbest thing ever. And the sire is Dwayne Silly. Some of these names, they're catchy, they're unique. I like them. I just wish I knew what the proper pronunciation was, because depending on their origins, their culture, their region, yeah, they could be pronounced 1 or 2 ways. Now she has a standard growth type, so she is probably going to be at her best by maybe this time next year. So give her about another year, and I suppose she'll be at her peak. For max stamina, or excuse me, for uphill, is maxed out at A, which is good, that category. Stamina, 79%. Speed also could use some work. And I don't know if I haven't tossed her in a race. So you know what? We're going to get her in a race here as well. We're going to go ahead and feed her a carrot, make sure her fatigue is down. She is ready to go. And this will probably close us out today. She's a 5-star filly, 75 speed, 79 stamina. That's pretty decent for a 2-year-old starting out in this game. We'll toss her into another regional race, grade 3 Derby trial. Stakes here at Churchill. Churchill's a pretty tough course to run, so if she can give us a good effort here, that hopefully will be a sign of good things to come. Not really feeling any of these jockeys, so I'm going to have to take Gary S., and we'll see how he does. Here we are with Arcane Thunder, our 2-year-old filly, making her debut. In fact, it's been 3 maiden debuts here, and we are 1 for 2 for our 2-year-olds and their maidens, so that's not bad, man. It's not too often in this game I'll have my newest 2-year-olds actually all finish in the top 3. So I do like the attention to detail they've added in the background. As you can see, the Churchill, that's somewhat similar to how the track obviously looks. This game is, I can't imagine they have gone above and beyond for some other aspects as far as like trying to mirror some of the real life tracks. But as far as what we can see on screen here in the background, I think they try to do a good job emulating that to some extent. Obviously, we'll never see the grandstand side because that's not a camera angle that ever pops up in this game. But this is a pretty decent imitation of Churchill for our mobile game. So here comes Arcane Thunder right here, green cap. She is flying. You see her on the outside. She's gone. Wow. Look at Arcane Thunder. What a 2-year-old filly. She absolutely crushes her maiden and jockeys on cruise control. She blows that away by like, what, more than 5 lengths at the end? Close to? Arcane Thunder looking like possibly the strongest of the 2-year-old bunch so far that we've seen at least race on track. I mean, yeah, 3 3/4. 3 3/4 lengths. She gets that victory and absolutely crushes it. Wasn't even close at the end. Great debut. She also bumps up 13 rating points from an 80 up to a 93. Her speed bumps up from a 75 to a 77. Her stamina moves from a 79 to an 81. And a bunch of other stats also improved. So again, this is the benefit of doing regional races. Yes, you're racing the AI, but your horses get such a big boost in a lot of categories. Then after a couple of regional races, once you're comfortable, you can take your horse to the PvP races, and obviously try to, try your luck out there, which we cannot do as of yet. So guys, it's going to do it for today's video. Hopefully you have enjoyed. Again, this game is free. I always encourage people to play it if you like kind of these management type of games for horse racing, as opposed to always controlling. I know that's different for everybody, but appreciate you guys for love and support. Until next time, HRG signing out. Hope you all have a great and fantastic day. I will see you later for some more horse racing content. Goodbye.